In the name of Almighty One God, who is most merciful and beneficent. My name is Dr. Abu Abdullah. May be peace, greeting, and mercy of Almighty One God on all of you. We are learning the last revelation, Al-Quran, which is unchanged since it was revealed more than 1400 years ago. Today we will be learning Al-Ikhlas. This chapter or Surah Al-Ikhlas is very special surah, very special chapter. In this surah, Allah is describing Himself that who I am, oneness of Allah. This surah was revealed during the early period at Makkah when detailed verses of the Quran dealing with the easiness, essence, and attributes of Allah Almighty had not yet revealed. The people hearing the prophets' imitations to the Allah wanted to know what his God, whose worship and services he was calling them in, was like. So the major issues and divine law and guidance, the unique attribute of Allah. It's important to know what the religious concepts of the world were about Allah. At the time the Prophet began to preach the message of Tawheed. Tawheed means oneness of God. God is one and only one. No associate, no partner. The idolatrous polytheistic were worshipping gods made of wood, stone, gold, silver, and other substances. These gods had forms, shapes, and bodies, and the gods and the goddesses were described from each other, were descended from each other. No goddess was without a husband, and no god without a wife. They stood in the need of food and drink, and their devotees arranged these for them. A large number of polyatheists believe that the God is human form, and there were some people who descended from him. Although the Christians claim to believe in one God, they also believed that their God had at least one son, Jesus, Isa, that the Son and the Holy Ghost also had the honor of being associated with the Godhood. The Jews also claimed to believe in one God, but their God was not without physical, material, or other human qualities and characteristics. He went for a stroll, appeared in human form, wrestled with a servant of his, and was father of a son, Ezra. In addition to these religious commonalities, the Zartushites, who were the fire worshippers, and the Sabians, who were star worshippers, also existed. Under such conditions, when the people were invited to believe in Allah, the one and the only, who has no associate, it was inevitable that core questions arose in their minds to ask what kind of God he was, who was the one and only, and whose invitations to believe in him was being given at the expense of all other goddesses and gods and deities. It's a miracle of the Quran that in a few brief words it answered all questions and presented such a clear concept of being Allah that all polytheistic concepts were destroyed, leaving so room for the ascription of human qualities to his being. So now we recite the Surah Al-Ikhlas, the verses. Say, He is Allah, the one and only. Allah is self-sufficient, in bracket independent of all, while all are dependent on Him. He begets not, nor He is begotten, in bracket. He has no child, nor wife, nor his child of anyone. And there is more comparable, and there is none comparable to him. Verses 1 to 4. So the description in it is Tawheed, the unique attributes to Allah. Please keep watching my channel, Dr. Abu Abdullah.